thick on the backside. Back out here at Lake Wisconsin, a little different environment than yesterday. All right, I just got this spar and I got a tree over there. Just a couple of drop cuts and then fell in the trunk downhill. And I gotta fall this trunk. Can't send it to the house. I think I can send it over here, and it's blocked by some of these, but I can get a few chunks off of it. I got a frozen rope, which works good with the senders. Doesn't work so good for flexibility using my little handhold here. Suppose I could just be flip lining once I get up, get some rope weight. Yeah, flip line might be faster. It's windy though. It's nice and windy. Suppose I'm using my hands a lot. If I get my flip line on. Got a northwest wind. Yeah, a little combination. Lean back, getting windy, folks. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm crazy for going up here today. We just ran out of daylight. It was pretty dark when we left. Would have been crazy to climb up here in the dark. I didn't have a headlamp. Well, I'm not too afraid of this spar. Nice and sturdy. All right, it's a tall one. Yeah. Well, the lake is somewhat sheltered from that bluff over there, but I am not sheltered. Yeah, that's a good gust right there. Wow. The wind might push my piece off. I think I can take it right here once I go get my rope. So I'll have one 2 cuts. Gotta keep them long enough so I don't get bad bounces on the hill. All right, almost there. Homeowners are probably like, are you crazy? Come on. What happened here? What happened there? Did the rigging rope almost cut my rope? I don't think. Was I under it one time? That looks suspicious. I must have been at an angle where the rigging line got a hold of my rope. Now that might have been when I wasn't on it, but I was just on it now. Wow. Well, we're gonna tie this one a little shorter. There is an issue of having your rigging line close to the climbing line. Very windy. Now we know what Mount Everest people feel like. Well, it's not nearly that cold. The wind is pretty similar. I got a long tail on there. I'm just gonna leave it a rig in the bowline. Freezing up here for sure. My block is kind of frozen. I only lose I only lose a few feet. What, 6 feet, 6-7 feet off of a 280-foot rope. I'll be okay. All right, we're going right down here. Cut over center. No, I don't need this up here. I can have it down here. Wrap it around. Lean back against that. Alright, got a cold saw. the backside. Busted that crotch right off of there. Yeah, I had a little bit of a big spot in the middle. But I didn't want it going off that way. I think I'm going down there and sending it that way. Right into that open spot. We're gonna go below this stub. We're gonna cut above the stub. close. Oh, look at that back corner. It was hanging up. No, I had it cut on the original come around. That was a thin little hinge holding that. Okay. Kind of want a bigger saw, but I could wrap around. I think I want to put this right over here, right into the wind. If I cut it over 50%, got my 372 over there. Devil. cutting a big old notch with a small saw. But now we're over center. This baby's gonna go. I'm gonna shave this off to get a little bit more flip. Come down just a little. A little more bounce than I wanted. Oh, into the wind. All right, that was a pain in the tail. All right, where do I want to lay this? I can lay it with the wind. That little maple's gonna stop it, or I could lay it against the wind and those logs would stop it. I'll leave my rope up here. Gonna stay on top. Well, boys and girls, that was not a great time with the small saw. Should have brought the big one up there. That would have been less of a workout with a big saw. Everybody talks about climbing with a big saw. It's like, well, if what you might need is a big saw, then start out with the big saw. Wedge banger. That's gonna move. Okay. All right, do I have enough of an apex? I think it's an apex. I could trim it a little. Oh. Now, the problem is, okay, I'm right in there. Let's see, where am I going? Right there. I think I might move that a little bit. Okay, do I have a gap now? Where's it going? Right in there. Boom. But is it gonna ride those logs all the way down to the next level? I could go cut those just a little. I don't want this gaining momentum down the hill. I got a pretty good hill here. I don't know, maybe it's all the way on the ground here. I land on the ground where the back stops. Almost. I got a trapped rope though. That stinks. But maybe it's not elevated there. I can tell you that. All right, did my little... I mean, it was still trying to jump the backstop. And I think it totally jammed up my rope. Yeah. I think I can get it out. Look at that. Game of trees, we're having fun. All right. Pretty good notch. Hinge. Well, this was kind of a miserable morning. Couple mishaps. You know, typical cold day stuff, but there's Lake Wisconsin. A little different than yesterday. Northwest wind, snow. Game of trees, we're having fun. Got them down. All these were dead, by the way. For all of you who don't like cutting trees down, these were all dead from oak wilt. and all of these are going to die. One white oak there, but he's kind of hurting. These are all red oaks mostly, so they're going to continue to die. I'll be back.
There's always a risk when you're playing the game of trees.